Good evening. Hello. 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 Good evening. Welcome. Hello. Hello. Good evening. Hello. Hello. Okay. I'm sorry about that. Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negro. For the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions, but not everyone uses logic. So for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, I know that the subscriber mode has been enabled. What does that mean? That means that if you are not a subscriber, comment in the channel, you need to subscribe to the channel. First of all, I just want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel, whether it be from day one or just recently. I really appreciate all the love and support that all of you have given me. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media. And I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into your devices. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is the following. I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and button to all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you have the ability to live or catch it on the playback. Okay. Now, as you can see by the thumbnail, the theme for tonight is what do you hate? Okay, let me just clarify that. I'm not talking about those who have to treat people because they're different. I am referring to those haters that all content creators seem to have. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about that so we can educate why they exist and excuse me and how to deal with it. Well, okay. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, we're going to have a moment of in my words. Okay. Um, Now, within the last week or so, uh, okay, I seem to be dragging. I apologize. So, within the last couple of weeks, what Mayor Adams is asking New Yorkers to do to help deal with the fact that we're running out of space for the so-called migrants is that the New Yorkers to open up their homes to these people. And the reason behind that because they've run out of hotel space, so they're trying to place these people in school gyms and other places. And now they're asking New Yorkers to open up their homes to these people. I don't think so. Now, don't get me wrong. Um, I understand why they felt the need to leave this country and things of that nature. But the bottom line is this. First of all, no one should open their homes to people that they have no knowledge about, because who knows what type of people they are. It could be, okay? They could be wholesome people, and they could be monsters, okay? Another thing that gets lost in all of this is the fact that we also have to deal with the New Yorkers here who are homeless. So, with all due respect to what the messaging, it's just not many homeowners. Okay, particularly those who live in the so-called better neighborhoods. Um, I've said this before in numerous previous streams, and I'm going to say it again. They could have done a way better job preparing for this crisis. And of course, there was going to be further debate regarding whether or not we should have sanctuary cities. And I see here we have Don Armando in the chat. Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for stopping by. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get into the main topic. Okay. So the main topic for tonight is going to be the haters that the YouTube creators must face. Okay. Unfortunately, what happens is whenever um, a person becomes a YouTube creator, sooner or later they're going to have to deal with certain people who are called haters. These are people that try to come on your stream, that try to disrupt things. They say nasty things about you. They say nasty things about your guests. They say nasty things about the platform. They start to call you everything but a child of God. Okay. So what I'm going to do is we're going to try to discuss some of the reasons why people become haters of YouTube creators. Now, I made a list of some things. Um, there might be other things that the people in the chat or people listening in the clouds may jot down or put down in the chat. What are some of the things that make the haters do? Okay, so let's start with the first thing. The haters have issues with your content. Okay, and there are numerous reasons why haters have issues with your content. Okay. Problem is, you have certain individuals that try to tell you how to run your platform. Okay. And good evening, the foreign charlatans. Thank you very much for stopping by. It's good to see you again. So, either they try to compel you to change your change your content, or they try to tell you how to run your channel, or they call your content lots of things like lame, useless, and what have you. Okay. One thing that I always believe from the beginning, each YouTube creator has a right to govern their content as they see fit. Okay. You can go ratchet You can go quiet, you can be polite, you can do whatever, because you are the ones, the YouTube creators are ones, they dictate how the channels are going to go. Okay. And of course, one thing we're gonna make it perfectly clear. We're not gonna mention names here. Okay. It's a couple of reasons why. First of all, I don't want to I don't want to be focused on particular YouTube creators that are known to be haters. Number one. Number two, I don't want to give them any shine. And also, I would rather keep the topic general. So people will hate you because of your content. People will hate you because it's not wretched, or it's too wretched, or it's boring, or it's not boring, or or they'll try to create a fuss to try to create a certain environment as to their liking. Okay. Now, one thing I have said before, and I will continue to say it again. Everyone here, and I mean everyone here, is able to express their point of views as they see fit. Nevertheless, the only restrictions are as follows: only one person speaks at a time. Number one, no one disrespects anybody, and no one overtalks anybody. Okay, and believe me, I have no problem removing people from the platform for not abiding by my guidelines. Okay. Now, again, people run their channels as they see fit. Here, this is a space for everyone to express their point of views as they see fit. So, and to all those that hating me or hate people, hate other YouTube creators because of their content, well, you know what? Kick rocks. That's all I'm going to say. Another issue that haters have issues with those you interact. Now, you, Don Armando, I think you're stirring the chat. You're able to understand this very well because you have dealt with hate simply because of the people you have allowed to be on your panel. Okay, all of us have to deal with the hate due to the fact of certain individuals who we choose to interact with. Okay. Now, let me make another thing clear. Okay, I have said this before, and I'm going to say it again. If you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. Okay. No one is going to decide for me who I'm going to interact with. I'm going to interact with all those who choose to interact with me. Those who choose not to interact with me, I'm just going to leave them alone and avoid them like the plague. Okay. Because look, I've seen numerous YouTube creators go through a lot of grief simply because they choose to associate with certain YouTube creators. Now, I have been blessed that I've known and met many positive YouTube creators in these YouTube streets, whether it be from the Latino sector or whether it be by the biracial or multiracial sector, and everybody else in between. I have been respectful towards them. They have been respectful towards me. Okay. Now, I have dealt with some grief simply because of the people that I choose to hang with. Again, I decide who I hang with. Those who have an issue, they can kick rocks, okay? And join the circus, because it seems like the circus is growing by leaps and bounds. Okay, so that's the reason why. some people will hate. Another reason people hate has to do with your personality. But one thing we all have to bear in mind: you get 20 YouTube creators together, you're gonna have 20 different personalities. You're gonna have people who are gonna be shy and reserved. You're gonna have people that's gonna be vocal and active. You're gonna have people that very say things in a very polite manner. You're also gonna have people that are gonna talk like a sailor or a truck driver or what have you. You're gonna have people that are going to be toxic, and you have people who are going to be non-toxic. Okay. Again, everyone governs their platform as they see fit. Everyone will act as they see fit. And one thing that I hope people notice here on this platform, I don't censor people. Okay. There have been people who've been very vocal, very opinionated. Okay. Sometimes I have to like struggle to try to gain some control because it can get hot and heavy over here. But nevertheless, I do enjoy the people I interact. And one thing for sure, I am not going to allow others to dictate to me how I interact with. Okay, and I take it among you the same way, and that is the case. Now, another issues that haters create is they don't respect your boundaries. Okay. Now, every YouTube creator has a set of boundaries, has certain things you can do and you cannot do. Okay. And what happens is, if you do those things that creators do not like, they're gonna bring it to your attention. I agree. I agree. Most YouTube creators do not have time for the negativity. Okay, and it seems like some people just thrive on it. Not me. Okay, and basically the boundaries are as follows. As I stated, no one's going to overtalk anybody. No one's going to disrespect anybody. No one is going to outtalk me. Okay, no one is going to dictate to me how to do things on my own platform. Good evening, Irby. Thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you're having a good day. The topic for tonight is why do you hate? Okay, and let me just clarify. This is regarding the haters, or what other people call the ops. Okay, everyone has haters, and I mean everyone. And sometimes it's people. No, well, now what I mean when they don't respect your boundaries, when they insist on doing things when you ask them not to do. Okay, and what happens is, if I see anyone after numerous warnings continue to act in an immature way, you will be shown the door. Yeah, and that's another thing. I don't, I, people tend to dox others. Try to show their private information. Okay. Um, why? You got me. I do know that there have been certain YouTube creators which have been doxxed. In other words, they publish private, confidential aid information on social media. I also know um, other YouTube creators which have been threatened with physical violence and Great. Okay. Why? Because they disagree with what is the haters' content. Now, there's one thing that I neglected to add, but I'm going to talk about it now. Is another problem with the haters is they don't know how how to debate maturity. Yes, yes, that is true. You heard correct. Okay, I have known YouTube creators who have been threatened by physical assault. Yes, or even sexual assault. Yes. Okay, I'm not going to name names, and I'm not going to. And again, here we're not going to name the names of the haters. Okay, we all know who are haters. There is no need to mention their names. So, yeah, I mean, I've seen it on numerous platforms where people will disagree with someone, but yet they're not able to disagree and debate logically. Okay? Instead of coming with facts, what they do is they get with emotions and they yell and they scream. And you cannot debate with such individuals because they're basically children. And let's keep it real. Sometimes the haters don't even know why they hate. Okay. Unfortunately, what happens is you have certain individuals who are followers. So what they do is instead of trying to find out what a person is, they allow themselves to be led by someone else's impression regarding a certain individual. Let's keep it real. Um, and I've seen it all the time where you have people who instead, by go to a platform, ask a person questions, try to get to know the person. They'll base their information solely on what someone who has a beef with that person will say. Which is why I say that sometimes the haters they don't have a reason why they hate. Okay. Another reason is jealousy. Okay. Now, as you continue to grow, as far as subs concerned, and particularly when you get to the point when you get to be monetized, in other words, you're able to earn money from YouTube, the haters are going to be present to try to steal your joy, to try to cause trouble, to try to harass people, try to scare your supporters away. And I've seen this with other YouTube creators. Again, I'm not going to mention anybody's names, but the fact of the matter is, we have seen this time in and time out, where there have been certain people out of jealousy will try to scare their supporters away. Also, there have been other people who have done nothing but devote reaction videos, um, saying everything regarding these people, calling them everything but a child of God. Okay, and I've seen creators where most of their content consists of simply attacking other YouTube creators. Now, if you want to go negative, by all means, knock yourself out. Okay. The problem is, I mean, that's you're going to get a very bad reputation. Okay. And I've seen this with numerous YouTube creators. They base their content on attacking certain YouTube creators. And it could be for many reasons. It could be because they're jealous of their success. It could be they're challenged because they're popular. It could be, and then they'll make false accusations like regarding their identity, regarding their sexual orientation, regarding their marital status, regarding everything and so forth, trying to create a negative narrative regarding these people. Okay. And of course, the question is what we can do. Well, look, the best thing to do is not to deal is to block these individuals from appearing on your platform. But you know what's the best form of revenge is? The best form of revenge is when you focus on being the best version of yourself and you learn how to be content with yourself. That is the best form of revenge anyone can have. Another people think people can hate you. It's regarding beefs, whether it be present or past. Okay. Now, in my case, I have had beefs with certain individuals on these YouTube streets. Everyone has. Okay. Now, of course, these beefs do not last forever. First of all, because a it makes I don't have the time nor the energy to focus on beefs which are particularly beefs with it's like a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. However, you have certain individuals that carry on beefs which last 2, 3, 4, 5 years, sometimes even longer than that. Why? I wish I knew. But people cannot move from the past. Okay? People are obsessed regarding certain things. In fact, I'm going to be doing a stream tomorrow night regarding obsession. Okay? And I'm going to be focusing on behaviors that certain people exhibit, particularly when it comes to social media. Okay? But now we will continue. And of course, they hate because they try to act in an inappropriate way. Okay? What I mean by that, they'll create false accounts. They'll try to troll you. They'll try to um, take a picture and then create a false account. Okay? There have been times when people have made false accounts about me. Um, Also, regarding certain uh, YouTube creators. Another thing people will try to do, if you're not vigilant, they'll try to uh, air um, sexual genitalia on their avatar. And I'm referring to the eggplant or the taco. Okay. Let me make this perfectly clear. And this is something I'm doing now. Now, I see here we have someone, so we're gonna go into the disclaimer. The views of those who appear on the panel are not necessarily those of the host of the channel. Any attempt to copy the material without the consent of the host of the channel is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your rights to your image. Some of the views that people hold may be considered offensive to some viewers. If you do not like the content, you can block it. of the channel. And now I'm going to try to bring in my guest.
Good evening.
Okay.
All right, good evening. You hear me?
Okay. Evening.
Hey,
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing tonight?
oh, I'm doing okay. Just came out from the gym and everything like that. So, talking about hate. One thing that I've actually seen with haters that are pertaining about me, and I know that there's certain individuals that have made groups and from what I've learned is that they actually made fake accounts on Grinder about me and everything like that. I mean, sort of that nature. I mean, you gotta admit
Mhm.
that some of these guys are angry that I don't know that life is not going well for them. Or one thing that I've seen about the hatred is that when a person whole existence or racial category or whatever a person may describe themselves go against a narrative that they're trying to portray. So what what I've seen is that they'll try to go and kill your reputation first. They'll try to kill your employment, and then they'll try to find out where a person lives at. So either that person could either get evicted or they'll try to destroy a person by calling the authorities on certain people, so therefore they could take away their freedom. And all of this is just because of a point of a person or persons that actually have a different point of view. And most of the people who are haters are not really intelligent. They go after emotion, and then most of the emotions that they have is not even fact based. For example, for me, right? And between me and you, you know what everybody accused me of whatsoever. I brought the facts. I even had to bring pictures of and a video of my late father speaking. And still, you have certain people with emotional baggage that still try to defame me or whatsoever. So therefore, I don't make my content about it, but it ceased to amaze me on how certain individuals are still obsessed about me or still trying to find information about me to the point that I get like on my news feed, I get news every time I do a stream. It's not even about certain people it's not even about nothing. It's just about a subject. But then when I actually look at my chats, is always certain stuff that actually pertains to the haters. So with that said, I'm just gonna try to I'm do my content about anything and everything. But the thing is though, I'm not gonna try to go on what I call the ethnic content because I'm trying to see different things. I'm trying to see how certain people live because the narrative which the news give about how a person lives or whatsoever may not be the case unless you actually talk to the people or persons that either live in that country or in that geographical location where the news is occurring to see if it's actually news or it's actually propaganda. So that's my focus this
Mhm.
year to
Yeah.
create a brand. All right, I'm back.
Yeah. Okay. But you know what? The fact of the matter is, and let me just state for the record, I'm as a municipal employee, I'm a mandated reporter, meaning if I suspect fact me on the it is my it is my function to inform my immediate superior, and if necessary, I will have to report it. Okay. Unfortunately, we have seen people who have made false reports to certain agencies regarding certain YouTube creators. And the problem is this: when people do that, they make it harder for when the real cases of abuse or neglect occur. Because what they have to do is, of course, with every accusation, they're going to have to do their due diligence and they have to investigate it. So instead of instead of dealing with actual cases of abuse and neglect, they have to like pursue fake cases, and it makes it bad for everybody.
I agree. I mean, it's to the point that I've connected with a lot of content creators outside the race sphere and in other aspects, and just to build and connect or whatsoever the case may be. So my thing is that right now, right, and I'm seeing the
Mhm.
immaturity of certain people. I mean, it's to the point that whatever you say or do, it's. I just found out that I might have that almost to 100 people I live rent free in their heads. So that means that whatever I've said or however one person may try to project me in any type of light and whatsoever, it's to the point that I'm living rent free in your head. And most of these people who are haters will never see me in the light of day because either they're ignorant or they have a preconceived notion or ideology that they follow to the point that they think that they know a person when the fact is they actually don't.
Yes, that is yes, that is true. That's very that is very true. Um, Another reason why people hate has to do with like with your sexuality, whether it be male or female, or whether it is perceived that you have a particular sexual orientation. Okay, in fact, one of the and I hate well one okay, I'm not okay. I'm not going to mention this YouTube creator. All I'm going to say this is a YouTube creator that made some regarding another YouTube creator, um, referring to them as gay, using it as an offensive term. And, you know, and this is my thing. Your sexual orientation, that's between you and God or whoever is your higher power. But to use the term gay as an offensive term, that's offensive in itself.
I mean, I actually agree because I have. It's like, all right, I'm gonna be honest. Back in the day, I'm not gonna go around and say I was the most intolerant person ever because of what the Hispanic culture dictates and everything. But then I could actually say
Mhm.
that I had somewhat of a change of a heart because I had a friend who was a part of that community, right? When I was working
Yes.
at a survey center. So me, I didn't think nothing of it because I had friends who were right there, but I didn't know. But it was like okay, one sided because I got I got on I got along well better with the with my female counterparts who were part of the community, But then, after a while, it was like, with male counterparts, it was like, maybe part of bad experiences, so therefore I might have had like a prejudiced idea whatsoever the case may be. So after after one day, I met I met this female counterpart and her wife, and they actually treated me with respect. It was like around 2012, and I just started to actually get to know this lady. It was 2012. I found out that she timely passed. So when I heard the news that she passed, this is how you know that the world is very small. Uh, I went to a hip hop concert that night, and I actually went and I met with a certain individual, and we just introduced each other and stuff. So we're just vibing and stuff, but it was very eerie because I felt like something personage about my late friend was around their stuff. I just couldn't feel it, right? So that was Friday. So the Monday I went to my friend's wake with me and some other of my colleagues at that job. So when we went to my friend's wake, lo and behold, the guy that I met in the hip hop showcase that I was in Brooklyn happened to be there. So the other guy that we met, and they saw me, and it was like, we just met you on Friday. I was like, yeah, and we just started talking about our late friend on how she was working hard and everything, and it was like, and the son was saying like, please don't work too hard, mom, and everything. And then when she passed away, her untimely passing being a heart attack, and we went to pay our respects and everything. It's to the point that later on, me and that guy, even though we haven't spoken, we haven't met up in a lot of years, we started having more respect for each other and everything like that of that nature because I came and I represented and showed and went to pay my respects to his mother. So when I say that it's a small world, you have to be careful who on a person that you ultimately disrespect or anything like that. I mean, if a person comes out that disrespect you, you have by all means to go and disrespect them back. But if a person comes with respect and you try to disrespect them just because of their point of view or what they look like or whatever the case may be, 9 times out of 10, and I've had it pat, and it's been in the past, and I've seen it done to other people. Like it's gonna either come back that the way that you might have think back in the day might haunt you in the future, and a person ain't gonna think how he thought when he was 20, because his mind is gonna either go mature or he's gonna stay stuck in the same mindset. So that is one thing that I've actually seen throughout my life that I could speak on.
I see. But you know, I just it's a shame that the people who are not who are the haters, um, a lot of them they have psychological damage inflicted on them. So instead of going to therapy, to deal with their psychological luggage. What is they get on these YouTube streets, they create house and only to harass and attack instead of trying to deal with whatever is their emotional. Because I see it. I mean, a lot of these people, they are hurt people, and hurt people, and I see it all the time in these YouTube streets. Individuals that should be in therapy to deal with whatever it is, but yet they're on the social platform creating a whole bunch of noise and making life difficult for other YouTube creators. Of course, one thing the haters try to do is they try to control your content and they try to control who you interact. And I've seen gatekeeping um, in not only in our sector but in other sectors as well. Your point of view, Don Armando.
I mean, I've seen this with my sector as well, with our sector as well, because it's to the point that every, and this is from my recollection, you see everybody talking about an issue been that's been an issue for hundreds of years. But yet, when people could talk about how they're going to be a warrior for their people or something of that nature, 9 times out of 10, the people who actually are screaming the loudest on how they're so patriotic or loyal to their people are the most disloyal. And I'm going to explain that. You see, when a person take, takes it upon themselves to go and try to tell another person of their same people group on who they are and who they're not, and they say that they're an appointed person to take away that person's culture just because you don't believe in that person's twisted philosophy on how to run a culture or a ethnicity. 9 times out of 10, you're either being called a traitor or a sellout. And I've seen this all over our sector and other sectors also. So my thing is this. Most of the people who are actually saying that you're a sellout or they want to police your identity, whether it's regards to professional or ethnicity, you have to,
Mhm.
I'm just saying for anybody who's anybody, you have to take a look at the people. Are these people of higher standing? Do they actually talk to other people? Are they a pillar of their community? Or there are people who are just mad at the world and they just make angry content just because they're having a bad day or they might have had a bad experience with the ethnicity or an organization and then they make videos about their hatred or whatsoever. When the fact is, when you actually look at all their content, it's garbage. Like I haven't seen one, not one proof of haters in general that they could try to dox a person's information, but yet they'll be scared to look at the facts, but yet they still going on their emotion, saying the same accusations from maybe 5 or a year ago when you actually interacted with that person. And it's to the point that I've been criticized on the way that I speak Spanish, and to the point that when I say my story, you have people who take bits and pieces of my story, try to gaslight the whole entire population, and then try to tell me that what I am, when the fact is they don't know who I am to begin with. And then you have to understand that some of these content creators who actually say that they're pro whatever, they don't either live in the United States or they're so far removed from what we're talking about that they think that they have some kind of social standing. When the fact is, they don't. And that's my own view on certain of these negative or toxic content creators that I've seen on my time since I started to become a content creator.
Interesting. But now let's continue with some of the reason why we all have haters. Okay, it's because you have creators that support other YouTube creators in these YouTube streets. Okay, I mean we both support. Looks like we just lost. Okay, let's see if we can bring him back. Uh, just one moment.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Don Jose. Is just I guess I got
Okay.
knocked out or something.
Okay. So I was mentioning that the reason why sometimes hate is because we support other YouTube. Okay. We have support various YouTube creators. Okay. And sometimes we deal with a lot of grief because of that support. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I totally agree because I could tell you that my, some of my current haters is because of somebody that I have on my platform recently, and it's to the point that that this person has, well, one of the haters has called me filth and used a lot of colorful language regarding me, right? And it was to the
Yes.
point that one of this same content creator went up and said that they're going to have a report on me just because of whatsoever. When the fact is, I'll remind you, this content creator went up and hit me up 6 months before. No, actually, it was 2 months before an actual thing. So they were telling me that I'm clickbaiting. When the fact is, I never clickbait on none of my contents. So after I heard that goofy which retort or whatever, I blocked that person. So I went and I was talking to another content creator my about an interview that I did regarding on who I am or whatever, and me and that content creator we was actually chopping it up. No no lies or anything like that. It was just a nice Discord. Just men talking. The next thing you know,
Mhm.
I'm looking at on the stream. It was like, oh, they're talking about you now. So they were referring me to a person that I do not know named Duke, and they were saying that I'm a liar and all this other stuff. When it was just the day before, me and that person, we had a nice Discord. So after I heard that, I went up and I blocked that individual, and I blocked the other individual who actually started this, saying that I'm a piece of filth and all this other stuff. But to me, which is colorful language. So while these people were actually using a lot of colorful language, to describe who they think I am, just because I let a certain person be on my platform they do not agree with. My thing is that I don't know you from a stack of bricks, and number two, you're not you're not going to police on who I can or cannot be friends with, because the only people that could have done that, God rest their souls, are in heaven right now, and those are my parents, and those are the people that could actually tell who your friends and who you can be your friends, and who can't be your friends. Because at the end of the day, I'm just saying from personal experience, those are the people who are looking out for your best interests. Where some of these people who are actually on these YouTube streets are not actually looking out for their best interests. They're actually looking out for petty alliances that they want to keep. And that's one thing that I've actually seen on sadly on these YouTube streets, is that certain people, they either want to keep their alliances or what have to try and get a foothold on either that person's sanity, or they want to promote an agenda which is actually harmful for other people. So I have seen plenty of that. I mean, with rumblings of some of these negative uh, content creators. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, let me tell you something. I have dealt with a lot of hate due to the fact that I support various YouTube creators. Okay,
yeah,
that is my choice. Okay, I will support those who I choose to support. I will deal with those who will deal with me. Everybody else can kickbox. Okay, that's my point of view. Now, of course, we discussed it before. They'll try to dox you. They'll try to publish any private information so they can put it on blast and try to make life impossible for you. Um, and then some of them has to do with racial or other differences. What's your thoughts on that, Talk?
well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because there's a content creator that I do not get along with, and it's to the point that I recently found out that some of these people are so infatuated with me that they have tried to dox me, but they couldn't find any information or what happened. And it's to the point that it's very pathetic, if I might have, if I might say so. And I'm going to tell you why. If I say over who I am and what I say I am, why do I have a reason to lie? First of all. Second of all, one thing that I've seen, when people are actually promoting hateful agendas, not for the betterment of people. They'll try to use every lie and manipulation to actually get their point across like they're children. The third action, which I've actually seen on the YouTube streets that they try to do, is that they all have a cult following of people, of like minded people who will try to say whatever, but yet these people lack any knowledge on who they are, first of all. And then it's funny that you have some of these people who are actually professionals. They talk about how much money they are or how much money they make, but yet for the professions that they're doing, they're the ones that fail to do research and promote racism, as in calling a person a donkey or an ape just because they don't like that person's racial preference, or they have a perceived view of the American dream where it's only one person and they just want to try to fit in just because they think that person or that community is better off than their community. And you see certain people when they actually speak, you can see the fantasy that they have aligned for themselves. And the fact is, I don't see none of these guys in gated community. I don't see none of these guys coming around and owning Fortune 500 companies and helping people. All I see these guys are on the chatterbox talking their hateful views amongst others, and they act like they're the professors. And the fact is, they just sound dumb. So you'll be surprised on how certain content creators who actually have a life outside the YouTube streets are the ones that are pushing the negativity. And when the person tries to talk about what is straight facts, they'll try to gaslight that person to act like they're intelligent. The fact is, they're wrong.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, look, some of the biggest haters are people which, in my opinion, they hate themselves. Okay, they have issues of low self-esteem. The only way they can feel good about themselves is by making others feel bad. Okay, by ridiculing others, by doxing others. Okay, because really they have nothing else going on in their lives. Their lives are empty. Their lives are lonely. Their lives are without meaning, without purpose.
Yeah,
So
they really,
they will try to tear these. Okay.
it's really to the point that the people are saying all this stuff, and they're trying to use the law, so therefore they could actually try to shut that person up just because they have a different viewpoint about that. It's really getting to the point that these people are not really. It's not. It's past immaturity. It's just downright evil that you have to go and call an authority figure or trying to get that person livelihood or children being taken away just because of the hatred that you have. And it reminds me, if all these content creators that I think were to actually meet the person that they're into, it would not be good enough of a good sight, so to say, or it will be ugly just because that person is just has that toxicity on them. So with that said, some of these cultural courageous content creators that want to start fights or try to discredit a person's name just because they're doing their own content, will not actually step in the ring and fight, or be courageous and have a good debate without their emotions. And that's what I've seen.
Mhm. Yeah, I I agree. Okay. Now, just to wrap this up, some of these haters also have identity issues. I mean, one day they claim to be this, another day they claim to be that. So what they do is, since these haters are having issues of identity, they try to inflict that stuff on YouTube creators who have their stuff together. What's your thoughts on that topic?
I mean, you can't with me. And I'm not going to name names either. I've said what I've been saying, and I got on here. I've said what I think. I said all this time about that I'm proud of who I am. But yet, you have certain people who they think just because they live in a certain neighborhood that's just dumb, that they have the right to go around and tell you that what you are not, just because they they have certain experiences and they think that everybody should have these experiences when the fact is it's not. And I've seen content creators just not on YouTube, but on Club. I've seen these same content creators on Clubhouse, TikTok, even, and they're actually being dissed all the way around because everybody's saying that this person is or persons are ignorant. So therefore, what they say, oh, you can meet me right there, really. When the fact is, we preaching against your hatred, but yet you want to take it personal, like you want to fist fight somebody. I'm like, give it a break. Like at the end of the day, you want to go and try to um fight people and fight people and fight people. Okay, so let's put them like this. Some of these content creators are not that courageous at all. They're just, if you actually were to put them with their so-called group that they hate, they'll shrivel up and just say nothing, or they'll be so afraid. But yet, when they go on social media, they have all the courage to go around and call these people criminals and everything like that. My things is this: if you have so much smoke for people and everything, let's come out with it. Like it's pretty amazing. And if you really have that's in mind. Just don't go around saying like, oh, yeah, I didn't try to act different in public. So that's my thing. Be the same person that you actually portray on social media, and then everything, and then let's see if you're really about that life. Until then, if I don't want to go around and meet some of these content creators, oh, we're friends. I'm like, no, we're not, because you way different than the person that you actually portray on social media. So that's why I see, and I've actually seen with certain individuals. So it's getting to the point that some of these YouTube creators, I'm not, are just children, And then you could actually see that some of the agendas that they push, they're not really about it either because they do not have the monetary gains to um, promote their agenda further. But that will be another topic on Don Jose.
I understand. Irby is not. I'm not really taking shots, so to speak. I'm just simply stating the facts. Okay, and the facts are we have haters for multiple reasons, and sometimes the haters don't know why they hate certain YouTube creators. Okay, and that's a reality, and that's something that I have noticed, and it could be me, but it seems like it's become more acceptable to hate certain YouTube creators within the last year or so. What is your point of view?
I mean, if you actually look at it, the hate is just the surface of what's really going on.
Hmm.
You see, you have people who are trolls, right? But they're trolls being paid.
Yes.
Number two, when your very existence goes against an agenda which is not for the public or or an agenda which is not positive, you're going you're going to actually have hate.
Nah.
It's to the point that I could be anywhere, and you and some of these guys they actually hate me so much that they will actually try and follow my every move through either a hacker or they'll actually I I guess they'll actually have the courage to go and try to find out how I move, how I walk and everything like that. When the fact is some of them may or may not even have the courage nor the monetary gains to actually try to follow me. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm not that interested in a person to stalk. And 9 times out of 10, if a person is that much concerned about me, if you're a male, I think you need to check your sexuality. If you're a woman and you want to stalk me and whatsoever, just because of, and I'm not talking about content creators only. I'm just talking about haters in general. If you're a woman and you're stalking me, and remind you, I don't know who you are. You might have an infatuation in your mind of a person that I could be, whatsoever the case may be. But yet, in real life, I'm just a boring person. I'm just a boring person that just does boring stuff. I just try to be regular, and that's it. So, for all a person who's going to go and stalk and do all this on one person, what is the end goal? You're not being a productive member of society if you're just going to go and follow one person. And then on top of it, you have certain people who actually follow ideological philosophies from one man, and they think that they know it all. When the fact is, half of these people have nothing going on in their lives, but then they think that they have charisma, or they got a person who is down on their luck, so they could go and get them into their ideological fold, so therefore they could hate on you. And most of the people who are hating on you are just influenced. They don't really have a mind of their own. And then when you actually have a legible conversation with these people, you can see that half of these people that you're arguing with are followers. They're not leaders. And I've seen it time and time again. Most of the people that hate me are following an ideology which is like maybe 400 years in the make in the making, and they want to try to continue this ideology because they think that this ideology is going to make their lives better. When the fact is, they're just being quote who are successful, but yet these people will never make a successful business move or a successful place to actually build on their movements. So therefore, they always need a scapegoat to to blame for their failures. And I've seen this time and time and again. You there, Don Jose?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just kind of got out and up for a moment. It's been a long day, but you know another thing that these haters seem to do is they create free press for your channels, and you would think that these people will catch on and realize that when you are constantly talking about a particular YouTube creator, what you're doing is you're providing them with free press and you're demonstrating to everyone out there that you are obsessed with these individuals, your point of view.
Okay. I actually agree with that because, and common thing, yeah, I've actually have, I'd say in my case, I've actually had an organization that actually hit me up just because I guess of the free press or obsession of some of these content creators that they have with me. So it's actually funny,
Hmm.
but funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
Yeah.
And in my case, the fact that I only have 224 subscribers, but yet people are reaction streams regarding me and whatnot, and calling me everything but a child of God. The fact of the matter is, all these guys are doing is giving me free press.
I mean, take for example one of our friends, right? The one we'll just call him Mr. 10K. You know what I'm saying? Because he has a lot of quality content. So with Mr. 10K, there was another content creator that actually went and uh was saying a lot of falsehood about him to the point that that content creator was about to file a lawsuit against that other successful content creator. But what happened is he went and dropped it because he saw that all the bad press that bad content creator had gotten him, he got more subscribers. So it turned out to be a boom after all.
Yeah, that's true. And all I can say about these people is bless their hearts, because you know these people need help in the worst way.
Yep.
So, anyway, so I, I'm going to be continuing. well, more or less topic. Uh, actually, the name of this thing. Okay, the name of the theme, which I'm going to be doing for tomorrow, is called the obsession. Now, I'm going to be dealing with it through a different area. Basically, you see thing, I'm going to try to at least try, either show the video or just the audio portion. Um, you have certain individuals who are obsessed with certain concepts, certain beliefs, and they have made complete idiots of themselves, particularly on Instagram and TikTok. And I recalled one video that was on TikTok that this was this dude that was living with this girl who have had 5 baby daddies. Okay. And then the girl asked the dude when they're going to get married. And then he said that they're not going to get married due to the fact that she has too many baby daddies, which tells me is okay. So this chick is good enough to smash, but not good enough to marry. Okay. Now I'm not going to make any judgment regarding her why she has so many baby daddies. Okay. But it's not like the dude didn't know about it. But apparently, they're okay to smash, but not the wife up.
I mean, if you actually look at it, if a man decides to go go where other men have been before, and then he pops up, ooh, and he doesn't want to wife that woman, well, he just have to blame himself.
Yeah, that is true. Now I happen to saw this uh, video on Instagram where a lady she paid for one seat in coach, and then she decided to like put tape all over 3 seats to try to create her own individual business class. And the fact of the matter is, she was escorted off the plane because she was acting like a pure Karen.
Yo, may I say something? One thing I gotta say is that these
Yeah, go
Karens is
ahead.
getting out. Is that these Karens are getting out of hand? You know what I'm saying? It's to the point that on social media, you see like every new Karen, and they always have like the same look. It's like they're not beautiful, or they might have been once beautiful. Then on top of it, they're highly ignorant. And then when it comes to a person of color, they'll try to overreact over something which is not that serious. And they think that now since social media that they could act a fool and everything. And the fact is sometimes some of these Karens get arrested for harassing people. So with that said, I'm
Hmm.
glad that we're living in this era because we get to see free comedy shows of regular people just acting a fool, especially the ones who are racially motivated.
Yeah.
So therefore, when people are getting escorted off of planes just because of they're not following airport protocol or what have you, it's getting to the point now that certain people are just like, okay, we're going to try to be millionaires, so therefore we will never have to experience a Karen again. What's your thoughts about that?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy, but like I said before, it's like you know these and the crazy part, these individuals think they're going to get away with their stupidity. And Irving made an interesting point, which was that both individuals are toxic. First of all, the guy is toxic because she doesn't want to wipe out the chick because she has 5 baby daddies. But he did that going from the get go. So she was good enough to smash. She was good enough to live with, but not good enough to wife up. So both of them are in the wrong. And I've seen it. People, they'll try to intimidate others and claim that they're privileged and whatnot. But it's funny when all that stupidity.
I mean, if you actually look at it, right? Let's be honest. For my generation, right? I mean, you have certain women who they decide to live the single life or whatsoever. Either they haven't found the one that they've given up, or you have certain people who actually like being a meaningless or situationship. So I could actually agree with some men. This to the point that men are not going to be with the woman who have a child or whatsoever and they don't, because there's either the crazy baby daddy issue, or if you get into the relationship with that woman and then you become to treat that child as your own, and you begin to see that person grow and everything like that, but then you and the mother break up, and then it's gonna be to the point that you still feel for the children even though it's not theirs, even though it's not yours, but it's like an emotional attachment that's already there. And to make this short, I have a friend who actually is going through that right now. He and his ex, they're actually going different places or whatsoever. But the ex had 3 children. That when he went and broke up with that woman, not only it took like an emotional toll on him, but he started being close with the children because like he was a father figure. So it felt like to have that taken away, or just because of the issues of 2 grown adults, it's some worrisome at times because you actually cared for those children like they were your own. So it's getting to the point that you have single mothers who are trying to shame single men who actually have no children whatsoever. And when they actually go with a female that has no children, they try to shame that man just because, oh, he's trying to get on his own or whatsoever. I mean, it got to the point when I was 29. I knew most of my female friends that actually had like 2, 3, or 4 babies, and then some of them got married and some of them got divorced. It's just that serious. So at that time, I'm saying like my 20s, and I might have at that time may have excluded a lot of women's good qualities just because they had children. But at the same time, I had a certain lifestyle that I wanted to maintain. And even though a person could be a good person or whatsoever the case may be, at the time I was single. If that person had children, I was not going to date. And it was due to my own immaturity. So I could actually say that.
Yeah. Um, I just want to acknowledge that Blazing King is in the chat. Good evening, Blazing
What's up,
King.
Blazing?
I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for he does, one thing I noticed, he does produce a lot of videos regarding um, people who are so, and one thing I have to admit, he's very creative and he's very intelligent. Okay, for, particularly for a young dude.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Um, the only thing I noticed that when he does do lives, it seems like not too many people show up for whatever reason. So I don't know whether it's because maybe it's the time of day he does it, or maybe I mean I really don't know. I mean I've been on a couple of his live streams, you know, so I don't know, you know, but he does do some interesting short videos, very
Yes, he
educational.
does. Yes, it is. Just
Yeah.
like being, I mean, just since I've subscribed to Blazing King, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't even know. I mean, stuff that I kind of knew because I know somebody's personally because of the ethnic background and such, or several people that I know personally. So when he actually has the interesting content, I actually take a take a time wherever I'm free and stuff, and I look. So yeah, that's one thing I could actually say about Blazing King. He actually has some great content.
Yes, I I agree. So, is there anything else that you would like to share, or on a topic, or maybe you have other things, other projects that you plan to do in the near future?
I mean, maybe tomorrow or Saturday, I'm gonna try to see if I could reach out to a Venezuelan artist that I've been talking to on Instagram for a while. And me and him, we actually have a positive Discord or whatsoever. So hopefully, if I make some negotiations or whatever, there might be some content coming soon. Because last week I talked to a Dominican artist currently in the Dominican Republic. We're talking about the history of how he was in the movement and such in English and Spanish, and some of the people that me and him knew over the years. So it was actually a great topic. So check out that interview whenever you get the chance, Don Jose.
I will do so. Also, in a couple of weeks, I'll be in Philly for the weekend.
Oh, that's great. Well, in that case, uh, I'm trying to dag. So, do you know what date that will be? I mean, that date time period.
Actually, it's going to. Yeah, actually, I plan to be in Philly from of July.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, if I'm not doing
So
anything,
I'll
well,
hit you up on these.
yeah, most
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. Hopefully the weather will be better because the weekend I was in Philly. I mean, it rained just about every day. And this time
Yeah,
I'm going to be staying in a hotel closer to the city. So I'm not going to be out, out in the boondocks and have to use Uber and Lyft and whatnot.
yeah. I mean, I
So,
I could actually see.
and of course, people, I'm going to ask if you have time.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm like, this is what I'm thinking. If we do meet, we could actually do a live stream together. So I'll bring my laptop in case I don't know, and I'll try to see where there's secure Wi-Fi or whatever. But you and I will actually talk about the
Okay,
details
fine.
behind this. Yeah,
Fine. I'll hit you up on Instagram when it gets closer, and hopefully the weather will be nicer. I mean, it's going to be in July, so at least it'll be warmer, and hopefully we'll get some some sunshine, rain every
yeah.
cloudy day, like it did when I was in Philly. I mean,
Hmm.
but you cannot control the weather. So
Exactly.
and yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, is there anything else you'd like to say about the topic?
Well, one thing I gotta say is this: when you have haters, you're bound to be famous. Don't let them try to stop your shine. Just keep on pushing.
Okay. All right. Well, at this point, what I'll do is I'm going to start to take uh, closing remarks. Look, the fact of the matter is, and I hate to say it, I was inspired by some of the people who've been hating not just on me, not just on you, but on various YouTube creators. Okay, and that's something that every YouTube creator is going to have to face, which is why it's very important that you have a thick skin, and also you have to learn how to keep the haters at a distance so they don't get too close to you, and you inherit their stupidity. So, any final thoughts? Okay. I think. Okay. I think there is some music in the background where Donald is. So, in order for me to avoid to get a strike, he will mute himself, or maybe he step away from the mic. But let me just I'm going to give you my final thoughts. One thing we all have to contend with is that from time to time, we're all going to have haters. Okay? And people are going to be hating for multiple reasons. Okay? And the reality is this: it's something that's unavoidable at some point. What is the best thing to do is learn how to deal with the haters. Okay? It's best not to engage with them. it is best not to argue with them and block them from your platform. Okay. I mean, I have blocked a few people on Discord uh, for multiple reasons. And then others who which have been banned from my platform for the same reason. So, with everything said and done, again, if you really wanted to, get back at them, the best way to do it is to be you being the best version of yourself and just strive on doing improving your content. Okay, and I love what Irby said. Let haters hate. Just keeping 100, and you do your thing. Well, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. That is exactly what I'm gonna do. I don't know where is okay because I don't want to like.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, yeah, I didn't want to like end the stream and then you step in and it's like the stream is over. So
Got
uh,
you.
yeah. So what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is this: we live in a hateful world. People are gonna hate you regardless. All you gotta do is live your best life and don't care about their feelings. I don't care if they're mad. I don't care. I don't care about nothing. They're not making me any money. They can hate all they want. And then guess what? I'm gonna live my life. That's it.
Okay. I think you're gonna be doing a stream tomorrow night. Do you know what time your stream is gonna be on?
Um, I'm trying to see the time because I did for the first time on Saturday. I did an early stream, and it was actually insightful. So depending on what time I get out of work or how I set up for that stream, I'll have to see. So I'll try to get somebody get certain people who are not of the YouTube stream to actually come up on my own channel. We talk about anything and everything. It might be a funny stream after all. Who knows?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be doing a stream tomorrow night at 10:30. So what I'm doing now is like on Friday night, I'm doing like a late stream.
Right.
Actually, the last stream I did on a Friday night, I actually had at one point, including myself, 8 people on the panel.
Oh yeah. I mean, the farthest I've had on my panel was actually, I think it was 4 or 5, I believe. So hopefully, depending on what subject or mix that I actually send, I might have 8 people on my panel also. So I have to organize it and see how it goes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I hear you. Well, yeah. At this point, I'm just gonna wrap it up, and I just want to give a huge shout out to all those who appeared on the chat: Irby, Blazing King, and Donna Mondo. Thank you, Donna Mondo, for appearing on the panel. And it, I'm going to encourage everyone after the stream if they want to enter a comment, they can do so. And please hit the like button. Okay, it doesn't hurt you. It does help with algorithm. And again, if you have not done so, please subscribe to the channel and also subscribe to Don Amando's channel and, of course, Blazing King's channel as well. So with that being said, let us be good to, okay, let us all be good to everybody, okay? Oh, boy, let's see. I just want to get this. Oops, excuse me. Just want to get this. Highlight this last comment. Okay. You're welcome. And you're welcome for the shout out. Hopefully one day, Blasian, you'll be on, you'll hop on the panel whenever you feel comfortable. So that being said, this has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Wishing all of you a good night. Take care and peace.
Be strong. Be strong.